morning, y'all. What is going on? What is the word? Chapter 1167 is dropped. If you're not caught up with the One Piece manga, bro, keep it pushing. We're gonna talk about it. We got spoilers in here. Now let's get right into it. 5 years after the events of God Valley and the end of the legendary Rock D. Davy D. Jabek, there's a giant shadow monster going around terrorizing pirates in the Red Line. One moment of silence for my boy Rocks, man. King Harold himself, one of the greatest tap dancers in the game, turns out to be this mysterious shadow looming over pirates in the Grand Line. The fact that King Harold probably would have been pro-Israel was crazy to me. Rocks wanted Harold to be a part of the greatness, but Harold chose to be a part of the government. Kaido, Whitebeard, Big Mom, Ochuku, Shiki, they all doing their thing though, man. They chilling. While all this is going on, Roger and them just officially became the Pirate Kings. They led giants in the Navy as soon as Roger was executed. And even though Roger's execution was supposed to be a statement of the government's power, things did not work out that way. And that's what all got us here today. King Harold fought so hard for the government's acceptance, and as soon as he gets to the Holy Land, the Celestial Dragons talk about he's an ancient giant. I want to make him my little pet, my little slave. And King Harold swears in his mind that his people are going to benefit off of this. It then gave King Harold the famous mark, otherwise known as a shallow sea contract. And then you got the deep sea and deep sea contracts, and those are more higher up, more veteran-like positions, you feel me? Those are the ones where Emu get up inside you. Instant possession. And only 13 people in the whole world can receive what they call that privilege. My man's became a rookie level holy knight and is the king of a nation, by the way. Now, I will personally never understand why, for a man that cannot fight anyone who can actually box, a man who can only show true powers, true terror on children and old people, why they always got for Garland looking so clean. Why is he one of the cleanest fraud niggas I've ever seen, bro? The most fitted, most aura out, fraudulent nigga you could ever see. And then you got Saint Summers saying the exact same thing that's on my mind. You a whole king of a nation, my boy. What you doing trying to work for Emu and them? If Saint Summers is confused on why you here, then your entire expedition is a waste. He's doing this to convince himself that he's atoning for the sins of past giants. Niggas that he don't even know. Niggas he not even related to. It would make more sense, right, if the ancient giants that did all this damage were directly from his bloodline, and that was like the main attachment to the story. But it's not. He don't know them niggas. 20 years before the main story, we find ourselves at Fishman Island. Harold and King Neptune chopping it up. King Neptune was a family man. King Neptune does right by his people, man. And he sees the good in Loki. Given that King Harold had a past of his own, King Neptune tries to set up a future proposal between Loki and their future daughter, and also deeply considers the fact that one day his daughter will be born with some kind of power that only she can possess. Harold then gives a cheers to his mischievous son, and Harold's little Mosa, also the name of someone that Loki was talking to during his time in prison. When Harold does go back home to the land of his family, he requests that Saul build a school near the Owl Library. We take back the story one more time, 15 years before the present. There's a major unknown incident at the Holy Land. Blaze is free and Fisher Tiger is running away. Hey man, Fisher Tiger saw a God's Knight in front of him, said GG. But this unknown anonymous God's Knight only cut off his chains and told him that there's going to be an armory left for him. Hancock and her sisters are also on the scene, planning their escape at this very moment. If that's Koala's parents telling her to leave, to run away, that's going to be one of the most saddest things I've ever seen. From this moment forward, the incident caused by Fisher Tiger led him to be the captain of the future Sun Pirates. And then look at Harold, man, talking about, oh man, the slaves got away. That sounds upsetting, man. I feel sorry for y'all. They're like, dang it. Fraud Garland introduces Harold to his younger son, Shanks. Tells him they were separated at birth due to complications and circumstances. He got one tap. And then he tried to find his other son. He couldn't even do it. He clean, but he one of the most clownest niggas I've seen so far. But Harold looks at Shanks, a young Shanks, and he's like, I could have sworn I seen you somewhere before. Shanks pulls out the classicism, getting him off the trail and stopping Harold's dry snitching in the same process. All we're in the leaks talking about is going to be a pirate with an eye patch showing up, and this man got a bandage wrapped around his face. I feel concerned for our fandom sometimes. I do, bro. It ain't been this bad since y'all said Rocks had the Opie Opie no me. But I know deep down Shanks is not really about that classicism lifestyle. His role as a double agent would be perfect, though. I'm not gonna lie. Shanks fans. All man's Pops is a fraud, and Dragon is the only reason he here. Get y'all Monkey D. Dragon posters, hang it on the wall, pray to it every night before you go to bed, and thank it. Now, if I could be completely honest, though, before I get into it, Shanks is powerful, Garling is a fraud, and the only time we've really seen Shamrocks fight is to beat up a chained up Loki. I'm on the fence about Shamrock. I'm not hating on him, but I'm on the fence. That's that for Garling blood, for sure. Beating up niggas that can't fight back. Even as Harold walks off, he still looks at Shanks like with some suspicion in his face. While Harold's over here trying to get right with the Holy Knights. What happened to my homie, bro? What they do to my sis? He's going asking for the elders' permission for them to legally marry, and he's the king of a nation. Oh boy. Loki, on the other hand, he just wants her to get better because the tavern is his main hangout spot, and she's the only one that can keep the business open. But yeah, bro, Ida's sick, man. This crazy. This bad. Then we go to the village of Estrid's relatives. They said they poisoned Ida because she wasn't pure blood. Loki destroyed the whole town, as he should. W Mans. Ending this chapter with saying that she's the only mother I've ever known. That's facts. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I'll see y'all next week.